Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily review for Tuesday the 19th of October 2021. The time is just coming up to 0445, quarter to 5 in the morning GMT. Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, yesterday then, Monday the 18th, first trading day, we had a negative opposed driver in the pound at minus 80, front and back door flows mainly going into the euro at plus 71, into the dollar at plus 21, and the yen was the negative rock at minus 12, activity plus or minus 92. Intra-week then, this is from Monday, yesterday's open to about 15 minutes ago. We got a positive unopposed driver in the euro at plus 108. No backdoor flows, the opposing negative flows mainly going out of the dollar at minus 41, out of the yen at minus 39, and the pound was the negative rock at minus 28. Activity plus or minus 108. Right, so yesterday we had pound weakness driving just. We had the euro strength, which we expected, and then if you look of the weekly basis, which actually includes the intra-week, which includes the Asian session, you can see that the euro has come up enough to actually be the positive unopposed driver. So and you can also see that the pound has started to come up a little bit, and the dollar has weakened. Right, intraday then, this is Tuesday today, the 19th, it's open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative opposed driver in the dollar, minus 64, front and back door flows mainly going into the pound at plus 51, into the euro at plus 38, and the yen's negative rock at minus 25, activity plus or minus 59. Right, so we'll stop it there and write up the flows. Right, we've written up the flows then. So the euro is strong except against the AUD and the NZD, which are stronger. The yen is weak except against the dollar. The pound is weak except against the dollar, the yen and the Swiss. The Swiss is weak except against the dollar and the yen. The CAD is weak except against the yen, the Swiss and the dollar. The AUD is strong except against the NZD. And the NZD is strong across the board, and the dollar is strong across the, weak across the board. Right, so what have we got then? We've got NZD strength across the board, dollar weakness across the board in the Asian session, and then we've got AUD strength here, look, apart from the New Zealand dollar, and we've got yen weakness apart from dollar weakness. So you've got NZD strength, AUD strength, dollar weekness, and yen weakness. Take your pick in the middle. Right, what's going to knock it about, or has knocked it about? Yesterday we had Monday we had sort of soft GDP from China. We had positive retail sales from China, and Tuesday so far we've had the Reserve Bank of Australia minutes, which have been neutral to sort of negative, really slightly dovish, but nothing to write home about. And tomorrow we've got China rates decision, GBP CPI and CAD CPI. So we've got inflation data coming through the pipe. Right, we'll stop it there and write up the asset classes and then do the analysis. Right, we've written up the asset classes then. So US dollar index basically pumped up, came back down. It's now 0.33 from the high, so it's come off a third in model terms. Gold should like that in theory, but it's still not above half marks. It's 0.42 from the floor, 42% above the model floor. Oil did this break. It's come back a little bit off the very highs, but it's still broken 0.4 from the resistance. It's 40% above the resistance break. Right, Wall Street, S&P Tech, they've all got this sort of chop up, chop down recover look. Wall Street 0.20 from the high, 20%. S&P 0.24 from the high, 24%, and the tech 0.29 from the high, 29%. So that's the batting order. Wall Street strongest, S&P next, tech weakest in model terms. Right, US 10-year in the bun. This is the price. Remember, prices are being pushed lower, so yields are coming up, but nevertheless we've had this little bounce. We're 0.125 from the floor on the US 10-year, an eighth, and the bund is 0.254 from the floor, so about a quarter. So relatively speaking, US yields are still stronger than European yields. So we're looking at copper. Copper had this break. It's 0.40 from the resistance, 40% above the resistance break. It's come back a little bit. And US steel is bumping along the floor. It's 0.18 from the floor, still soft, but off the floor. 18% off the floor. Right, we'll get rid of that, and then we'll have a look what we think is going to happen today, and then try and make some sense of what's going on. Say data is very light today again, and when you get light data days, you get some peculiar moves, and you tend to get some outsized moves because players will have a go without the worry of being knocked about. Well, that said, there are a lot of speeches on the go which can mess things up. Right, so let's have a look. So the majors, we've got the dollar, the euro, the yen and the pound. We've got the CAD, the AUD and the NZD and the Swiss. Right, we've got dollar sort of softness in the pipe at the moment. If you look at the Asian session, the dollar is the opposed negative driver at -64, so the dollar's relatively soft, and the main place the flows are going is into the pound predominantly, and the euro secondary. So the pound is sort of is positive, the euro's neutral to positive, and the yen is neutral to negative. Remember the yen is very pumped. All last week it was the unopposed negative driver. So we've got this sort of situation. And if you look at the asset class, the flows across all the complexes, you've got New Zealand dollar strength, AUD strength, which are obviously commodity FXs. That tends to be viewed as risk on. You've got dollar weakness, which is beneficial to commodities normally, and you've got yen weakness. So you've got this. Where are we? You've got this dollar yen weakness on one side, and you've got euro pound strength on the other side, and you've got strength in the AUD and strength in the NZD predominantly, and the CAD. Well, what's the CAD doing? The CAD is weak except against it. So the CAD's basically come off, despite higher oil prices. So that's something to bear in mind. Right, and the Swiss. The Swiss is weak now. Is starting to come off in line with yen weakness. So it looks like we're going to get this push up to equity highs. Because remember, the equities are about 20 to 30%, depends how you view it, off their highs. So there's manoeuvring room for there. So the market's likely to be pushing equities up. This will give the usual equity negative transmission in the yen. You've got dollar weakness coming in, which will spur on the commodity currencies. So you want to be. This is the basic scenario. It's standard sort of risk on stuff at the moment. We've got equities coming up, commodity currencies, the AUD and the NZD coming up. It looks like oil may well be thinking about peaking because the CAD doesn't want to know about this. So oil is likely to be doing an about turn, and if you get dollar weakness, you may well see gold actually have a good day for a change. So that's where we are. Hope that was useful. And we'll see how things develop. The speeches are going to be sort of minor knockabouts, but in a low data environment, they can mess up short-term trades. So watch out. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Goodbye.